Welcome back, guys, to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, where I now have the opportunity to butcher a cowboy accent further as we talk to Marshall here, Mr. Marshallman. The cowboy of the East. Well, to be honest, it's placed kind of like American-ish, but still, I like to look at it as the cowboy of the East, considering the game were made in Japan. Right, let's get talking to him about more, and then examine the scene, I guess. Now that we've introduced ourselves. Officer Marshall, could you tell us more about the victim? Good men always die young. Remember that, partner. Could you be a little more specific? Bruce Goodman. He was a detective, right? Well, I knew a feisty doggy there now. Detective Goodman was stabbed here at 5:15. The Smiling Madonna told me the tale. I think he means the witness, Miss Angel Starr. One stab to the chest, a fine piece of work. This here's the autopsy report. And so now we've got ourselves an autopsy report, which you'd usually, of course, get from Gumshoe. Was my sister involved with the victim in any way? Funny you should mention that, Bambina. Chief Prospector Sky, I was going to say prosecutor, but it's not, it's Prospector Sky and Detective Goodman had nothing in common at all. Nothing in common? They apparently worked together on a case a few years back. So there's no motive. Goodman wasn't a particularly gifted detective. That's one reason why he didn't do much work with the chief prospector. But my sister called the victim here on the day of the murder, right? Here, to this parking lot? So it seems, like calling an unarmed man to a shootout at high noon. Okay then, well, let's find out more about you then. But it's good to know that they didn't really know each other that well, because it kind of nukes motive a fair bit, doesn't it? I don't mean any offense, but Officer Marshall, you're a patrolman, right? Not a detective? You calling me out? They shoot you for that in Texas. Huh? I was one of them fancy shoe detectives till 2 years ago, to tell you the truth. Oh really? Now he tells me. Well, you only just asked, but you're a patrolman now, so how can you be in charge of a crime scene? Nothing gets by you, does it, Bambina? So why are you in charge? No reason. We're just short on hands right now. I'm keeping an eye on it in the meantime. That's odd, though. Detective Gumshoe was saying he had nothing to do. Nothing important, at least. He's nothing but a sad old cowdog that can't find his tail. Maybe it's because he runs with that Edgeworth, eh? Edgeworth? That cowdog's been kicked out of his cattle run by order of the chief of police. Just, he don't realize it yet. Detective Gumshoe kicked out of the investigation? Are you ever tell me any more than that? Can I, ask you about something else? Oh, well, we'll ask him in a second. We've got access to the crime scene now. Let's go do some of that. I was wondering if we present something to get to talk a bit more, but if we can examine the crime scene, I will examine the crime scene. I like the fact that they've draped rope out of the back of the car to say that's how the victim was. This looks like a cell phone. Indeed it does, and if it's on the floor, it's very interesting. Scientific analysis would suggest it belonged to the victim. I can't think of anyone else it could belong to. What's so scientific about that? Should we check it out? Well, to be honest, checking it out's quite good as long as we can, according to Marshall. Right, let's check it out. Okay then, we're actually going to go and check it out, and it's doing it for me. It's taking complete control of the situation. Except for now, where I get to do stuff again. Right, in the small screen, let's examine the tab. Man, what a boring strap. What's wrong with it? Everyone has different tastes, you know. Here, check out mine. It's a pink princess strap. Hey, these are hard to come by, you know. I see the series is as popular as ever with the kids. Right, let's open this thing, I guess. Rotate. Open from the clasp here? No. Well, the battery is something not to look at. Okay, we open from the button. A flip button to open indeed. This phone's still on the redial screen. Redial? Mr. Wright, most phones keep a record of all the calls you've made and received. You just press the blue button to display the last number you called. Convenient, isn't it? I'm surprised you didn't know about it. Sorry to disappoint you, but even I know about things like redial. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. It's just, you never know with people from your generation. Whatever. Let's check this phone out then. And so, let's press redial then, I guess. Now, to see who the owner of this phone called last. Note to self, a defense attorney doesn't think first, he just pushes the button. Hey, that song! I know that! This is still Samurai, isn't it? Hey, what's going on over there? Oh, sorry. I see you, partner. You pressed redial on that there phone, didn't you? Well, yeah. Whose phone is this anyway? It was on the ground over there. Whose is it? That belongs to Chief Prospector Scar. What? It's my sister's? She apparently dropped it when she was taken into custody, right after the crime. Look, the last call was made right when the murder occurred. Looks like she was fixing to call someone. Except she only spoke for a few seconds, according to this. Who did she call? No idea. Sorry, partner. Now I got a question for you, partner. I heard a phone ring just now, one of those newfangled ring tunes. Oh, that? Oh. I'm sorry, that was my phone. What? Your phone? Yeah, it's kind of strange, but someone called me right as we picked up the other phone. A wrong number. You sure? I hope you're not lying. They shoot you for that in Texas, partner. Uh-oh, I've incited the wrath of the Lone Star Patrolman. Right, I think she or whatever was actually meaning to phone us then, by the look of it. But still, look at Edgeworth's flash car. This appears to be the car where the body was found. It looks like the lock on the trunk is busted. The crime took place in the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. Quite a luxury car. It just screams, I have money to burn. Yeah, prosecutors get the big bucks. Let's check the flobbly wobbly dead man thing. This rope, is it? Yep, they laid it in the outline of the victim's body. It's amazing it's keeping that well of good a shape. So wait, the victim must have died when the killer closed the trunk on him. You've got to be the only person I know that would come to that conclusion. Well, you know. Right, so apart from that, is there nothing really else to examine here? The police tape's weird, nothing seems off with the car. Is this a way for storing the car here? And we look at Bay A here. A block, this area is reserved for prosecutors. Defense attorneys are relegated to B block. I dream of the day when I'll be able to park my car here. I'll go over to B block to buy my hamburgers from you, Mr. Wright. I'm not planning on giving up my job that soon. The faith in this person. B block is through there. That's where visitors park. I can see the lunchland car over there, far in the distance. Hey, you're right. I like the cute design on the door. I can see a cartoon cow munching down on a juicy looking steak. Doesn't that strike you as a little creepy? Just don't think too deeply about it and you'll be fine. Right, I'm wondering if I can talk to him more now, considering the fact that we actually had a bona fide it's because I'm on examine, of course. A bona fide interaction. Right, line of sky then. Let's speak about that, seeming you did come up with one. So there's no connection between Detective Goodman and my sister? That's correct, but there's a gold mine of evidence against her. And the prospector tomorrow is none other than Edgeworth himself. I'm afraid your sister's fate is decided, Bambina. Many condolences. Officer Marshall! Yeah, Bambina? How can you say that? You and my sister, you were... Is there something between this cop and his sister that I don't know about? They were dating? I apologize, Bambina. Something must have gotten to me. Maybe it's that dry wind that's a-blowing through the prospector's office. Dry wind or ill will. Someone's up to something here. But who? Let's ask about the office atmosphere then, it seems. Suspicions about Mr. Edgeworth have been flying around for nearly 2 years now. Forged evidence and arranging testimonies, you mean? He was unbeatable because he did whatever it took to win. Unbeatable, that is, until he met you. But rumors are just rumors, aren't they? These are prosecutors we're talking about. I want to say prospectors now. Evidence is everything to them. If you follow the rumors about Edgeworth to their source, you find one person. But they're off limits. Untouchable, you might say. One person? Who? Hate to say this, but it's your sister, Bambina. Chief Prospector Lana Sky. What? My sister? Edgeworth couldn't rustle all those cattle by himself. Some people load their guns with bullets. Some people load them with deals. What, you're saying Edgeworth was making deals to win trials? Where there's gunshots, there's bound to be bullets. That's what the old timers say. There's a big old secret hidden around here somewhere. Everyone knows it. Is that why Detective Gumshoe was taken off the case? Did they target him because he was closest to Edgeworth? Okay then, so there must still be something else to do here. I still want to press redial more there. Last call made on 5:18 the day of the murder. I want to phone it again. Let's give it a look-see. Open that up. See, the only thing we can do is press the button. There's no need to push this again. What's wrong? You look like I do during finals. Never mind, it's nothing. But if things aren't complete here, then obviously we've got something else to do. It's an interesting fact. We've talked to this guy a lot. We haven't looked at this yet. Name of the deceased, Bruce Goodman, 36 males. Date and time of death, February 21st between 4 PM and 5:30 PM. That's a fairly big window. Cause of death, loss of blood from chest wound. Assessment, wound was caused by a 4.5-inch knife. A single stab wound was found. Well, there's nothing more I should really be able to talk to this guy about. The question is, can I move somewhere and get more information here? Or is there something that I've missed on the floor? That's what I'm wondering here. It doesn't look like anything really is around of interest, to me anyway. Yeah, that's the rope, but I'm looking for something of interest. So the thing was forced over, this is Bay A. The barrels are still on the floor there, and all the drum looks like it's filled with water. Yeah, we still get to talk about that again. Okay, he's gonna hide in there and do a stakeout yet again. There must be something else still here. But what? That's just referring to Bay B here. The car is folded up over this way, don't mean much. And can't see anything else apart from that factoid. And that'll just bring up the car again. Oh, what? What's this? Looks like a note of some sort. Well, I thought that would bring up the car again, but obviously not. Look, something's written on it. That's 6:15? 6-7S. Okay, I thought that would be a time. 12-2. So, okay. There's a name printed on the paper of that. Goodman. 12-2. Does that mean 2nd of December? In American format? Maybe it fell out of his pocket when he was killed. Well, so? What does it mean, Mr. Wright? How am I supposed to know? Note to self. For deductive reasoning, go to Edgeworth, not Wright. I'm sure Edgeworth wouldn't know what this means either. Alright then, we now have Goodman's notes. So well, how are we doing, Mr. Wright? I guess we've got some clues. We have an autopsy report, a note from the victim, and a cell phone. So, you think we'll be okay? Well, the only thing still bothering me is that Lana is confessing to the crime. She says she did it. No problem. I can guarantee that she's not the criminal. Oh, by the way, Emma. Yes? I know that song your phone plays when it rings. Oh, okay, it was calling you. No, okay, what? It's the Steel Samurai theme song, isn't it? That popular TV show. For kids? For kids. The phone that rang earlier wasn't mine. It was yours. At 5:18, just after the murder took place. Your sister called you, didn't she, Emma? I'm sorry. Can you tell me what you talked about? She hung up right away. I see. Okay, so we know who the last call was to. Will that be useful? A detective is murdered and the suspect is the top prospector in the district. I've got a bad feeling about this. Like, maybe I still don't know everything that went on here. And then maybe a cowboy accent has been completely butchered in the meantime. But as we save, we move on to our first day of trial, as is the usual beats of the game. How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there is still a lot of grey areas. Or rather, the whole thing is one big grey area. Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome. I'm ready to accept my fate. I believe in you, sis. Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yes? A defense attorney should never believe their client. The defendant is called to trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Miss Skye, you remind me a lot of Mia. But there is one decisive difference between you and her. And that is, you're not a defense attorney. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright. Good luck to you too. My first trial without a Fae helping me. No one's going to bail me out this time. I'll be alone in there. So I have to discover the truth all by myself. I nearly sung. Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way. Okay then. Not all by myself, but I may as well be. But don't worry, she allows me to look at an object from different perspectives. Because Phoenix Wright didn't have that basic skill to move a phone round to its back and go, "Ah, court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. The defense is ready, Your Honor." The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. It's been 2 months, but I haven't been in a courtroom since his trial. I hope that personal feelings will not be a part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please. And also, great for keeping an open mind and working towards justice. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot. Wow, he's much more forceful in person. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything. However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to her crime. A professional witness. Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Star, to the stand. The Cough-Up Queen? Well, there had to be a reason she had that name. Haven't I seen you somewhere? Is she an informant then? You ordered the caviar lunch, right? Oh, caviar! I've never eaten caviar before. The judge is really wolfing it down. Ah, and for you, I have a Fiesta bowl. Thanks. Will the witness state her name and profession? Ah, and you, sir? Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox? It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please. Well, Your Honor, how does it taste? So this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? Name, profession, now. Me? The name is Angel Star. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us. The prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating. Hurry it up. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime. Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional. What exactly does that mean? Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Star was a special investigator with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective. What? Miss Star was a detective? Ah! I know who you are! Cough-up! Cough-up Queen Angel Star, Your Honor. Long time no see. Very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Star. Well, I seems we're going to get ourselves a description next episode. So, the trial begins, and it being the last case on the game, it's going to be a lot harder than the ones we fought before. So, let's get in there. Next time on Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. Bye-bye.